All right, West Virginia fans, this game is a massive one on Saturday. A lot of people have been throwing the phrase trap game out there because of the obvious reasons. In this video, I'm going to break down why I don't think it's necessarily a trap game. In most years, I would say it is, but based on this roster, this team, this circumstance, I'm going to lay out the reasons why I think West Virginia is going to be locked in on Saturday. They're not going to overlook Ohio, and you're going to see a West Virginia team that's motivated to play hard. Um, Before we begin, if you're a Mountaineer fan, please remember to like and subscribe to the show. With that being said, let's get into it. So, before we even get into anything, Rich Rodriguez was asked about the aspect of this possibly being a trap game, and he kind of dismisses the reporters. And I want you to listen to his quotes here, and we'll talk about kind of what he said before we even get into my reasoning.
Look ahead, because can refer to this as a trap game because the brawl is
Oh,
out.
yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean,
How do you avoid it? I'm not saying
how do you avoid it?
How do you avoid that happening?
If somebody they're thinking about other than anybody other than Ohio, they need to go somewhere else. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, I don't even thinking about Saturday right now. I want them to think about how do I get through Tuesday's practice. Tomorrow, okay, what do I got to do to get through Wednesday's practice? Then we get to Saturday. Okay, how do I win the game on Saturday? And go from there. So that's not, you know, that's not going to be that difficult for us to manage. I don't think.
All right, so you hear the coach there, right? I kind of agree with him. I think that they're locked in. I think I'm going to lay out the reasons why I don't think this is the case. And I trust Coach when he says that. I think they're going to be locked and loaded and ready to go. But with that being said, I'm going to give you my reasons. I give about 8 reasons here of why I think West Virginia is going to be totally locked in and they're going to give Ohio their best effort. So let's talk about the stereotypical trap game. And this, on normal circumstances, would absolutely fit that criteria, right? Pittsburgh's lingering could be the biggest West Virginia game in a decade, right? Or even longer. I mean, everyone's circling on this calendar. The hype's going to be there, but that's still another week away. So that's definitely in the background, and that's definitely a reason why this would be a trap game. You also look at the MAC opponent area, right? I mean, yes, in normal circumstances, Pitt, a MAC opponent, it hits 2 of the criteria. And then the third one is coming off of a win, right? So Pitt, MAC opponent coming off a win. You're like, all right, this is, stereotypical trap game for West Virginia. They're going to look ahead. But I'm going to explain why I don't agree with that in this scenario. So, reason 1, multiple West Virginia players last year lost to Ohio. They lost to the Ohio Bobcats, right? Eastern Michigan, Carson Lee and Oren Singleton lost 35-10. Akron, Devontae Golden Nelson, Darian Lewis lost that game. People like Derek Carter and Fred Perry and Cam Vaughn and Barrick and McCants and Bowie lost to Ohio last year in their bowl game. Rich Rodriguez did not coach in that game. He was already on his way to West Virginia, but they still lost to Ohio. South Alabama, Jordan Scruggs, another player that lost to Ohio. So that's about 10 players and 10 key players on your roster that lost to Ohio last year. So these guys aren't going to be overlooking them because they know how talented they are. And they might even have this game circled on their calendar because they want that revenge. When these games are being played, players are trash talking left and right, and it's personal. So I can bet that these guys that lost to them last year will be quickly reminded of that, and they're going to want to beat Ohio on their home field. So nothing would be sweeter than going to Ohio and beating them in their place. So I think these guys have this game circled on their calendar for sure. Reason 2, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the other one, West Virginia has a great deal of players from the group of 5 themselves, right? There's a bunch of guys that leveled up. Look at the guys in the graphic, right? Grayson Barnes was at Northern Illinois last year. Chase Wilson, Colorado State. Michael Coach Jr. at Nevada. Derek Carter and all the Jacksonville State guys. I mean, there's a ton of guys and starters on the team that were group of 5 players. So they're not going to overlook group of 5 teams when they came from group of 5 themselves. That's how they made a name for themselves. So these for that reason, with our roster, how many guys are coming from the group of 5, they're going to be locked in on this game, I think. It's not like your stereotypical West Virginia team in the past that has just been 3-star recruits that signed with West Virginia right out of high school and never had to go a group of 5 route. A lot of these guys had to go to a lower level before they got here. So there's going to be a natural respect for Ohio based on the reasons I'm giving you. So that's a major one, is a lot of these guys are leveling up from the group of 5 themselves. The reason 3, Ohio played pretty well versus Rutgers last week. That was on the Big Ten Network on Thursday, so there wasn't too many other games. So I know a lot of West Virginia fans were watching this game, and Ohio was pretty impressive. I know they got down early, but they showed grit fighting in that game, and they gave Rutgers all they could handle on the road. If there was more time in that game, Ohio had a chance to win. They couldn't get off the field on 4th down, and there was a blocked punt for a touchdown. But if Ohio cleans up a few things, they're leaving New Jersey with a win. So that was impressive. I know Rutgers isn't the most lavish Power 4 school, but they still are a Power 4 school, and they hung with them on the first game of the season and looked pretty good doing it. So that definitely got West Virginia's fans' attention, and it also got their players' attention and Rich Rodriguez. I think just seeing that, I think the players know what they're in for this week, just based on Ohio's first game versus Rutgers. Reason 4, sold out road game. So this one might be the largest crowd for an Ohio game of all time. A lot of people are saying that. West Virginia fans are making the short 150-mile trip to Athens. A lot of them bought season tickets to even get into this game because it was cheaper than buying a single game ticket. So you're going to see a lot of gold and blue. Rich Rodriguez actually talked about how a road game, though, can be less of a distraction than it is at your own place. And he's going to mention that here from his press conference earlier.
The environment you're going to be in and all that. But a lot of times it's, believe it or not, it's easier to get your team focused on a road game because that's all it is. It's just them. It's just us. It's not all the other stuff going around, families and recruits and all that stuff. So, hopefully that's what our guys will get dialed in on this week.
All right. So you heard Coach there, right? A road game might even help these guys stay more focused than in the past, right? Because you're not hosting recruits, you're not hosting their families. You have the players off of campus. They might be able to focus more on the short bus ride to Ohio. So this might work in West Virginia's advantage with that big Pitt game lingering to get away from Morgantown for a week, play a talented team and show what this team has. So I actually think it's kind of a good thing to be on the road if that sounds if there's any silver lining to playing on the road, that it might help you avoid the trap game scenario. Reason 5 is just the ongoing competitions. Some of the guys in the graphic, like Jordan Scruggs, Henderson, Preston Fox, and Bowers, probably want to see a more increased role. And if they get a chance to see the field, which I think they all could, they're going to want to ball out and work their way up there. And it's not just those guys. There's a bunch of guys that are on the 2 deep, or even not on the 2 deep, that want to make themselves known and are looking to get that opportunity. So if we rotate a bunch of guys, which sounds like the plan could be, they're going to want to shine. They're going to want to ball out and put good film to get more playing time. So with the ongoing competitions, it is earned success. And I think that will carry over to the game. And I think it's a reason why you're going to see West Virginia's best effort on Saturday. And not to mention, even if you are a starter, you need to keep your starting spot because these guys are breathing down their neck and the backups look pretty good. So they're going to want to keep their spot. Competition, raises everyone's level of play. So having the ongoing competitions go into the season, I think helps avoid any trap game scenario. Reason 6, West Virginia recently lost to a group of 5 school in the bowl game last season. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, they didn't have Trotter and Neil Brown was gone and it was interim. And what was the team's motivation? It was the Frisco Bowl. I get all that. But when push comes to shove, if you look at the box score, we lost to a team that was a group of 5 team, right? Granted, Memphis was pretty good last year, 11-2, but we still lost to a team that wasn't in a Power 4 conference. In my opinion, that should never happen for a West Virginia team. We should always win these games, but it does happen. And maybe it's a reminder to the players that were on the team last year that came back that they can lose to a team from a non-power four. So it might be another reason to just be up and ready for this game. Reason 7, the 2023 win over Iowa State for Ohio. Iowa State is a really good Big 12 program. With Matt Campbell at coach, they've turned it around and they have shown to be a legitimate conference contender each and every year. They've come so close. The fact that Ohio beat them is a wake-up call a little bit. It's a little scary because Iowa State has had some really talented players, and the fact that they went there and took the L can be a little bit alarming. So if I'm West Virginia, I'm showing the players that, hey, other teams have lost here. You better be ready to play. And I don't, like I said before, for the other reasons, I don't think you're going to need to motivate the players this week. I think they know what's at stake. So, but for me, it's a reason 7 why it's not really a trap game in this scenario. Reason 8, and this is the final reason, is just Coach Rich Rodriguez, right? I mean, he dismissed the reporter today when he said it's a trap game. He's like, listen, if you can't focus on this game, you shouldn't be here. So he's been doing this a long time. He's coached a lot of teams. I'm sure he's had trap games before. I'm sure it's not the first time that he's had an opponent before Pittsburgh that's lingering and guys want to look ahead. I think he's going to have this team focused. I think with this group of players, they're all hungry. West Virginia at this point is still a very unproven team. People still aren't expecting much from them, and these guys are going to want to show for another game that they're coming this season. So, like I said, because Rich Rod's the coach and his motivational tactics, and it seems like his team's really buying in, I think these guys will be ready to play on Saturday. With that being said, that's all I got. I gave you the 8 reasons. Let me know in the comments. Do you think it's a trap game? Do you think I'm wrong? Or even give me a prediction on the game. I always love to hear them. Please remember to like and subscribe to the show. The last episode, we did an Ohio preview. It got a crazy amount of views in a really short amount of time. Our subscribers went way up. So if you are new to the channel, you just subscribed, I really appreciate you. I really do. If you've been riding with me for a while, I appreciate you as well. If you have not subscribed yet and you think the show is good, definitely subscribe. We're going to be putting more stuff out there like this on a more regular basis. So we appreciate you. It should be a fun game on Saturday. Hopefully West Virginia leaves with a win. So that way we can get to that Pitt game and talk about the Pitt Panthers. With that being said, I'm JerseyEER. Have a good rest of your day.